5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Sorta Interesting podcast, and welcome to the start of our Deadliest Warrior series, where we are reviewing movies starring the deadliest warriors in movie history, and at the end we will be deciding who is the deadliest warrior. I'm Christian Patam, and with me is the once and future king. He will give you nothing and take from you everything, and he will have his vengeance in this life or the next. Sir Myles, darling, how you doing, buddy?
Sir, Christian.
First of all, I'm so sorry to put you through this movie. I thought it was going to be a lot better than I thought, but it's been 15 years since I've watched this movie, so my judgment's not there anymore. But Myles, let's get into a side podcast today. I want to start with a table topic, okay? Because it's been a couple weeks since we've done this. So, table topic today is: if you could do something dangerous just once with no risk, what would you do? It's a good question.
Dangerous with no risk. Oh, I'd go. I would hug a bear, hug a lion. I just want to
I feel like you could do that with no risk.
With
I mean, if you go to a sanctuary where you're going to be going to,
even then, I don't have time to befriend them. If I'm just a Joe Schmo running up on these tame, dude, you try to run up on a cat that you want to pet on the street. You don't know what his demeanor is like.
God damn it, Nacho. Fucking Nacho, dude.
Nacho.
Nacho was laying like this. I'm like, oh, he's ready. He's ready for me. He's ready for a pet. I grab him right here. He fucking grabs my he just bites me right. I'm like, Nacho, you fucking asshole.
Nacho is his neighbor's cat.
Been your fucking neighbor for 10 fucking years, and this is how you treat me, Nacho? I let you lay.
They're not all Logans, okay? They're not all Logans.
I will say this: Logan, my favorite cat of all time, because I'm not a cat fan, honestly. But Logan is the friendliest, nicest cat I've ever met in my life. That guy is on me like a scarf. I love him. I love Logan. Yes,
but I love you. I don't remember who you are. I do remember who you are.
I just sit outside your house. I open the door of my car, and he just welcomes himself in. Yeah, I'm like, all right, you're coming home with me. But you would hug. So animal. You're going animals. Nothing like extreme sports kind of thing. Nothing like that.
No, because I kind of want to. You give me one. You know, that's something I want to do that I could never do. Like, I would do bungee jumping if it didn't scare the shit out of me.
Yeah.
But I would want to hug a lion more. I do want to do skydiving one day, so that's already out of the realm. I already know the risks and fucking rewards of that. I'll do that.
I want to go. Okay, let me know when you go, because I want to go too. Because I am so scared of heights, though. But I feel like that's high enough where you're not that scared. But and then when you get lower, though, it's like, okay, now it's pretty scary. But
hey, you know what's something that's sobering is it only takes 6 feet to kill a man. To kill a person.
There's a guy who just died out here in San Diego. He tried to base jump off of one of the tall buildings in La Jolla. Died. He just didn't make it, and his daughter was watching him. So that'd be a lesson to you. Yeah, God. Don't go base jumping like that guy in He
should have done that before he had the daughter, so that way he couldn't reproduce.
She's not young. I mean, she's young. She's like 16, so she's definitely gonna remember that too. You know.
Oh fuck.
So yeah, that's a fucked up age to be witnessing that. But I'm gonna one up here. I'm gonna say I would like to actually, if there was no risk and I'm gonna survive, I would like to go through. I would like to go through a plane crash. Honestly, I kind of wanna. I just wanna feel it, so I'm I'm over that fear, because I am so scared of a plane crash. And if I go through one, I'm like, oh, I know what it's like now. I've been there before, you know what I mean? So
that's terrible.
If I could survive,
because then if you survive that, and then you're gonna get on a plane again, you're gonna be like, don't worry, I survived a plane crash. It's not that bad because I lived. I was the only survivor.
What I'll do is
certain circumstances.
I'll take precise mental notes on what to do or where to sit. I'll after the crash, I'll assess the situation and be like, oh, that seat's totally not even touched. You know what I mean? That's the seat I'm going to be taking next time. You know.
What is your advice? Oh, did you find the genie lamp? Did you get your 3 wishes? Was one of them invincibility? That's not happening. Unless you're on an episode of Lost. Or you're in the movie Invincible. You're not surviving a major crash like that. But that's why there's never any survivors.
You're right, but if it's not catastrophic though, dude, did you hear about that one in China that just crashed? That was fucking going in nose down for like 600 feet or something, where it was no survivors. Yeah, it's fucking, yeah, I hate reading stuff like that, but
they probably passed out on the way because that blood rushing,
right? I mean, it was going straight down. Like, there's a video, there's like footage of like a camera from another building. You could see, like,
I want to watch
no,
that.
yeah, you don't want to watch it. I wish I didn't even know this. Like, this is like my worst fucking fear, so I wish I didn't know that. But it's, yeah, they were going nose first, and they went down into like a mountain. So I was like, God, I don't even want to think how that is. But yeah, plane crash or, swimming with sharks. I would love to go swim with sharks. I'd like to go pet some sharks, even, if there's no risk involved.
Out of the cage. Out of the cage, right?
Yeah, out of the cage. I don't fuck with sharks, but, I would do it for this if there's no risk involved. The ocean is probably the scariest place because there is shit above you, below you. All sides of you is vulnerable, you know what I mean?
Yeah, with no risk, just drop me down in the Marianas Trench.
Explore down there. That would be awesome. Yeah. Or how about the opposite way? How about space? How about you? Would you go to space with no risk? That's
I would actually love to go to space more than I would the deepest part of our ocean.
So the choice between ocean and space, you would go.
I would go to space.
Oof,
I would go to space.
That's a tough one, man. Because at least ocean, you could kind of you could get back. Because you're already on Earth, you could get back to land eventually. Space, it's like
that pressure.
You're so
that pressure. The I don't know. Either way, it's basically a death sentence. It's the further down you go, the further higher you up you go. There's like that. I would be much more willing to explore the stars than I would the bottom of the ocean.
I mean, space is way more exciting. You could. There's always future movies are always in space, never underwater, right? So, I don't know, man. But underwater, I always feel like if you go deep enough, there's gonna be some alien stuff down there. I mean, there's gonna be aliens up there, obviously, but that's way far out there. But you go deep enough into our ocean, there's gonna be some alien stuff down there too. So I'm interested in that. But. Mm-hmm.
That's
Myles, if the people would like to hear more content like what they just heard and would like to hear the back catalog of our podcast, where can they find us?
Well, if you want to hear more of that content, you can just fucking DM us. We'll be happy to talk your ear off on stupid shit like that.
Comment like RDLX does, and I could reply to it.
Yeah. There you go. Shout out RDLX. Sortainteresting.com. That's where this podcast is, and all of our podcasts from the past. We're starting a new series. We're on episode 99. We're about to hit episode 100. We have 98 more episodes in that catalog back there, bro.
Yeah. I mean, let's just reiterate what we're going to be doing for this series here. We're going to be doing King Arthur. We're going to be doing 300. So that means episode 100 is going to be the movie 300. So
wow,
time that out perfectly. We're also going to be doing Troy and what's the last one? The Gladiator, of course. So,
yeah. So we've got man, this is a big milestone. We should have party hats.
It's a U-stone, yeah. Next one, we gotta get some champagne for the next one.
Yeah, we do. We're gonna have to get some bubbly and cover all this setup with plastic wrap to get that.
Some champers wear the goggles and just.
Oh yeah. Yeah, sortainteresting.com. That's where all of this is. YouTube.com/sortainteresting. Yeah, we have our own URL now. So
please subscribe. I'm sick of seeing 303 subscribers. Okay, I need. Hey, to
we
see
went
that.
Up one.
No, we've been at 303 for for like almost a month now. Let's bump that up a little bit, all right? Because I'm sick of seeing that 303.
Yeah, let's come on, people. Who wants to be 304? If somebody is 304 and they let us know,
yeah,
I will do a shot.
There we go. How about that? Oh,
mouth.
Oh, Jesus.
All right,
baby birded. Yeah.
We've done it before. It's fine.
With no alcohol though, just straight spit. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Dune style.
Let's get into.
Let's just get into this podcast.
Let's get into some production details here. King Arthur release date July 7th, 2004. Director Antoine Fuqua. If you didn't know this, Myles, Antoine Fuqua did Training Day, Tears of the Sun, Shooter, Brooklyn's Finest, The Equalizer. Not the Queen Latifah one, but the movie Equalizer, and Southpaw.
Wow, he's got a really...
I know, right? That's what I'm saying. Like, what happened to this movie?
But, hey, he loves him some Denzel, too.
He does, right? Yeah. Oh, my God. Yeah, I just noticed that. Yeah. Writer. This is going to shock you. This shocked me. Writer is David Franzoni, known for one other movie, Myles. That other movie is Gladiator. I was like, what? How do you go from Gladiator to this, David? What happened? The man loves that time period and all that medieval stuff, but I don't know what happened. He must have.
Whoa! Ancient Rome wasn't
ancient.
medieval,
Okay, sorry.
okay?
You know what I mean. You know the swords and the bow and arrows. You know what I mean.
Sword, the timepieces.
Budget of $120 million and a box office of $203 million. Not even close to the top 10 movies of that year. Top movies of that year were Shrek 2, which is the best Shrek, in my opinion.
One of the best sequels in the history of movies.
Might be the best. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban and Spider-Man 2, which is what a year. What a year,
movies.
right? What a year for 2004. And a runtime of 2 hours and 6 minutes, which was a little long, in my opinion. But let's get into initial impressions. I'm interested to hear what you got to say about King Arthur, Myles.
I remember I used to watch this. I never watched this movie in theaters for obvious reasons. It was 2004.
I mean,
came out.
We were old enough to be watching movies, and I feel like I saw
11
Prisoner of
years old when it
Azkaban
came out.
in the theaters. But
We're comparing Prisoner of Azkaban to King Arthur right now. Okay, a children's book.
I feel like this would have totally been a movie I would have gone to
legend
the movie theaters for, but
based on killing people. I don't remember watching this in theaters, but I do remember watching this a lot when it was on TV. I watched this on my parents always had HBO, so I'd watch it on HBO. This movie was long. I don't remember watching it all the way through, like in its entirety, until like this last time I watched it.
I honestly, whenever I did watch this in the past, I would stop before the final battle. I was like, I don't need the final stuff anymore. I'm good, like halfway.
Oh, I would stop right after, as soon as like the dust settles.
Yeah.
And right as soon as the dust settles, like I was tuned out. I completely forgot like that whole last part of the movie. But I just remember it being a lot better than it was.
Yeah. Definitely.
I love me some Clive Owen. I love Clive Owen.
He's fucking so good in this movie. I didn't realize
good, and he's
if it was someone else, it would have been fucking terrible. But it was Clive Owen, so thank God for Clive Owen. Yeah,
he just has that like look and that sound where he's a man. He's a man. Yeah. Come on, he's a man. He's a man's man. All right, I would want him to be my boyfriend. Okay,
the beautiful, beautiful curly hair that he has. Yeah,
my man friend. Sorry.
And the name like Clive? I mean, they don't give the Clive to ugly people. Okay, only good-looking people have the name Clive.
That man's probably rocking a Clivesdale right now. You know what I mean? Man,
the Hagosos. That's what you're saying. Ye old Hagoso.
Ye old. Star-studded cast. I love this cast. This is great. Stellan Skarsgård. You got fucking Mads Mikkelsen.
Yeah.
You got fucking Mr. Fantastic.
Dude, are you fucking... Where the hell is that guy?
Joel Edgerton.
Yeah.
Holy shit. You got the guy from fucking Spartacus. No, not Spartacus. What was that? That Rome the tall guy, Dagonet.
Yeah, Dagonet. He's in a lot of things. I mean,
Clive Owen.
He was in Dexter.
Not of Mice and Men.
He was
fucking of Children and Men.
One of the greatest movies of all time. Yeah.
Great movie.
Yeah.
Probably one of the greatest like future dystopian.
I want to know what Clive Owen was in before this movie, because like this is the first time I ever seen Clive Owen, and for him to be thrown into fucking instant stardom with this, it's like where did you come from? Who are you? I don't know who you are.
He was probably in bed with a lot of women.
I don't doubt that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then to round it out, you got Keira Knightley. You know.
Yeah.
Leading the wildlings.
2004 was when did Pirates of the Caribbean come out? Was this before or after Pirates of the Caribbean? Do you remember?
Actually,
it's Love Actually.
It's Love Actually.
Pirates of the Caribbean. Let me see when the first one came out, because I feel like Pirates of the
Caribbean.
Pirates of the Caribbean came out 2003.
Pirates of Somalia.
This was right after. Like her career also just fucking just right out the gate.
Yeah, that was a slingshot.
Right after Bend It Like Beckham.
She did that Neo or that Constantine where he's like,
it went from bend it like Beckham to straight to stardom with King Arthur and fucking Pirates of the Caribbean.
oh man, dude, trajectory, Black Swan, forget about it.
Black Swan, that was Natalie Portman and Mila Kunis, but that's okay.
Oh, that was right. That was okay. Anyways, forget that. Cut that. Back to my first impression.
Did you like it? I don't even know if you liked. Did you like it?
I didn't like it this time around again.
Okay.
It was very long. There's a lot of talking, a lot of
talking, right? Where's the action? Get your Clive, get your sword out. Clive, get your fucking sword out and do work. Like, stop talking. I'm fucking sick of it, you know?
I do understand it more, because I never understood it when I was younger. You know, King Arthur, Sword in the Stone. Yeah, that's cool. Now I'm old enough to realize this was what Arthur was essentially based on. The Sumatrian.
Historically, yeah.
Yeah, historically, knights, and Arthur pulled the sword from his father's grave, and that's where you get Sword in the Stone. That's where Arthur with the most recent one with Guy
Ritchie.
Guy Ritchie. That one.
Some would say that we should have done that movie instead of this movie, but I wanna edge.
Some would be.
I want to edge both of us until we do an actual Guy Ritchie movie review, because
does that mean Aladdin?
No, absolutely not. No, I actually was looking forward, because I was thinking about this. Have you seen Guy Ritchie's like early movies like Lock, Stock, and Smoking Barrels?
Yes.
Okay. You've seen that. Oh, I did. Okay.
You introduced me to Guy Ritchie.
Because when we do that, that is gonna be banger after banger after banger. Like, I'm not doing any of his bad movies, so that's why I'm edging both of us. I got both of us in both my hands right now. So
like that.
We'll get to it eventually, but we had to knock this one out right now.
Okay. Yeah. All right. In conclusion, I did not like it.
Okay.
It could have been a lot better. Yeah. It could have been 30 minutes less, and it could have been about 30 minutes more of fighting. So fit that in there. Okay.
So my origin story for this is an interesting one. So I didn't watch this in the movie theaters, but I used to have family in Sacramento, so I used to go there like basically every summer. And I remember seeing the DVD. The DVD. Yeah, Sacramento, not much to do over there. There is a like Six Flags out there, but back in the day, it was called Marine World, and they had one roller coaster. So it was like a Six Flag, or not a Six. It was like a Sea World kind of place. They only had one roller coaster. Now it's updated. They got all like the Batmans and the Supermans and all that shit. Right?
Batmans.
But I remember seeing this DVD in my grandmother's collection back in the day. Okay, I'll give you some backstory on that. My aunt used to sell
your grandma knows what's good with that Clive.
yeah, exactly, right. Well, my aunt used to sell things on eBay, so when she couldn't sell things, she would just give it to my grandma. So this was one of the DVDs she had, right? So I was looking through her collection. She was like, "You just take whatever you want," right? I was like, "Okay, I'll take." So I took this movie and I took one other movie, which was Rush Hour 2. Okay.
Oh my God.
Rush Hour 2 was probably one of the greatest sequels of all time, right up there with Shrek 2. So I took those two movies home with me.
Dark Knight. I just put that's
okay, yeah, Dark Knight. Okay, that's the greatest sequel of all time. We already established that. But I got home, first of all, I watched Rush Hour 2 for probably a whole year straight, okay? So that was, once I got sick of that, and I basically burnt the disc in that DVD player, in my Xbox at the time.
You fucking put it in the thing ejected it immediately and said no. Okay.
My original Xbox at the time was my DVD player, but I got home, I watched King Arthur, and I loved it. Okay, I love the updated version of this classic tale. But yeah, I used to watch. Before this, there was another King Arthur movie called Excalibur that was released like in the 80s, or maybe like late 70s, early 80s, something like that. I watched that as a kid, okay? And not because I liked the story, not because of King Arthur, because there was boobies within the first like 5 minutes of this movie, Myles, okay? 5 minutes of this movie, and ask me if I've ever watched the whole movie. The answer is no. Because
you ever watched the whole movie?
No, because I would just watch the first 5 minutes and then turn it off, because that's all I need. I just needed the boobies, and I'm out of there. But apparently that was a really good movie. It had Liam Neeson in it. He was
Oh,
He was one of the knights. He was, I think, Galahad, if I'm not mistaken, but he was definitely one of the knights there. But of course, Myles, I've always been a huge fan of this isn't the medieval era, but that medieval kind of style, right? With the armor and the swords and stuff. I mean, that because we went to medieval times for my birthday that one time, and I've been to medieval times probably about 3 different birthdays before that. So,
oh my God,
I've always been a massive fan of that.
Almost a one and done there.
Listen, I love medieval times. No, it's right around the corner for you, so you can. It
is. Let's go to Pirates. Oh,
I would be
change it up. Let's go see Keira Knightley. Let's go see Orlando Bloom. Dude,
Keira Knightley could be in both of them. Yeah,
definitely. Oh yeah, she could. Holy shit.
But something we didn't touch on was the different character types in this movie with their special skills, like their fucking Power Rangers. I loved all that stuff. I loved how Guinevere was just not, just a damsel in distress like she would be normally in the other stories. Like, she actually is included in the action. She's in the fights with all the other knights, and she has her own archer. Yeah, she has her own special abilities too with the archery, right? She's the Widowmaker of the crew. And then Merlin and this twist too. I love Merlin and Arthur being arch enemies in this. I'm like, yo, that's fucking sick. That's a great twist, because usually they're almost like partners, right? In the original lore, I don't know shit about the original lore. Don't ask me. I just watch Sword in the Stone, that fucking Disney animated.
Oh my God! Hey, that's in Disneyland. I tried to pull on that.
Yeah, see, that's all I know about it. It was called Lancelot dual wielding the swords. I'm like, as a kid watching
that, I'm when he has that on his shoulders right here, I'm like,
let's fucking go, dude. Lancelot with the dual wielding. I'm like, as a kid, I'm like, that's my character type right there. I am the dual wielding guy for sure. And of course, massive crush on Keira Knightley.
Who was Boris, dude, when he had his fucking like forearm blade?
Oh yeah, the forearm blade. Yeah, that's Ray Winstone. Yeah, we'll get into that in a bit. But Keira Knightley, one of my first loves as a kid. I remember watching Pirates of the Caribbean and just being fucking mesmerized by Keira Knightley. In this movie, she was hot too.
I remember watching this movie and I was thinking to myself, as I was to this day, like, what is your skincare routine? How it looks so good.
Drop the skincare routine. Yeah.
Come on. Do you exfoliate with like the tears and the remains of your enemies? Like, this is amazing.
I mean, that's just a tribute to how long she's been in the game, and she's still such a huge star at this point in her career. But like you said, like an all-star cast, right? All-stars before they were all-stars at that moment. I feel like.
Hey now.
I feel like only maybe Keira Knightley and Clive Owen were big stars at that point. Like, everybody else was just...
Yeah, Joel wasn't a big star.
Yeah, Joel definitely wasn't a big star.
Mads wasn't much. Maybe a foreign star.
He was probably a star in Europe. But,
I will say it has Till Schreiber, who plays
Hugo Stieglitz.
Hugo Stieglitz.
We'll get into that. Yes,
who is the biggest star in Germany, as well as their biggest director. Director too. Yeah,
interesting.
And he was probably already well established before this movie. So was Stellan. Skarsgård was probably already.
What a dynasty that Skarsgård family has. Just everything. They're just in everything. That whole family. Yeah.
Oh my God.
All great looking, dude. I'm just like, man, fuck those guys.
They got that weird, like bug-eyed, but like they're tall and they're fucking.
They're all tall and handsome. Fuck those guys. You know what I mean? But yeah, I felt like this was like an NBA, like a championship NCAA basketball team who all became like NBA all stars eventually. You know what I mean? But yeah.
Yeah, well, maybe not. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it would be Fab Five. They all maybe I think one person from Fab Five didn't make it, but overall, I don't really think this is a good movie at all. But I also don't think it's terrible at the same time. Like, it could have been terrible, but thank God for Clive Owen.
I think the costumes are great.
They're great. Yeah,
they look good. The Romans, they're even down to like the Pope. Or whatever the
bishop guy,
the bishop guy, like that shit looks cool. I always liked the Roman time period, like their get-ups. I like their that. I liked at the final scene or at the final battle, everybody else is like
They get a costume change at the end, but even like Clive Owen, when he's not wearing the armor, he's wearing like that black like leather like vest that has like the hanging things around it. And one thing I noticed too, the thing that really makes these costumes is everyone's wearing the leather gauntlets.
The bracers.
The bracers. Anytime they're not even in armor, they're just wearing the bracers. I'm like, that just makes the costume look that much cooler every time they wear that. So.
Gauntlet is glove.
Oh,
that
it's everything.
Forearm.
Okay, gotcha. It's like okay. Gotcha.
Bracers are just your forearm.
Yeah. That little detail just makes it look so much cooler. It makes everything look way more mainstream. But yeah, you're right. The costumes were great. The only thing I didn't like was like the set design. The set design was just so kind of weak. They're always outdoors, and it didn't really look that
burning.
Good. Yeah, everything's burning.
Smoky.
It's bleak. Even when they go to like the castle, like their home base, it's like this is a weak ass castle. Like get a fucking
snowy.
Get a real castle or something.
Where's the frostbite?
But yeah, it had all. Honestly, I thought it had all the elements to be. It could have been the definitive King Arthur movie, but it was a huge missed opportunity. I think they were really trying to do the one and done thing, because this was based off of this was supposed to be the origin story, but they were already through like 15 years through their contract or whatever the fuck you want to say. Their service.
A bunch of them are already dead, you know. This was like they were supposed to get their papers, you know.
I love that concept though. When they were like around the round table, there's a bunch of empty seats, and he's like, "Hey, it's been fucking 17 years, dude. There's a bunch of dead ass people around here."
We lost a lot of motherfuckers, right?
Yeah, but I don't know if it was like the budget restraints or what, but the fight choreography needed a lot of help.
There was a lot of cuts. There was a lot of cuts.
That's what I'm saying.
There was a lot of Liam Neeson style.
It was
cuts.
Bad, dude. Like when they did have fight scenes, they didn't last very long, and they would do a lot of cuts. Even like Clive Owen, when he would pull out his sword, like it didn't feel natural. You know what I mean? Like he was holding it in a weird way. He didn't look comfortable swinging the sword around. So I don't know if it was like the training.
Like a couple that you know what they do
a little like Obi-Wan Kenobi. Like Ewan McGregor's always doing that shit because he's comfortable with it, because that's what he always does.
Even his land speeder.
Yeah, but you know, with the green screen behind him, it's just like that. But yeah, if the combat choreography was
shout
better,
out Mary Elizabeth Winstead. Sorry.
I know. What? That son of a bitch, huh?
That son of a bitch.
He has everything, and now he has that son of a bitch.
I'm so sorry. Now he has all our hearts. He has our hearts and hers.
It's and now amazing. He's coming back on Disney Plus. Like, do you not have enough with Hayden Christensen? It's like, oh.
This is straight up.
And he's
you
still,
love what you do. You never.
And he still looks good. I'm like, how do you still look the fucking same from like Revenge of the Sith era? You look even better than Revenge of the Sith. I'm like, you son of a bitch. But yeah, I mean, overall it was a letdown, but it was just right there, man. It was so close to being really good. If it had better fight scenes, if some of the story was a little better, maybe the set design was a little better, it was right there. I
wouldn't mind it being that long if it had all that.
Exactly, yeah. Like even the last fight scene where it was supposed to be like the biggest climactic action scene, it's like, okay, you're cutting a lot. There's not a, usually our heroes are supposed to have their little individual kind of scenes where they shine, but we didn't get a lot of that. So anyways, let's get into a rundown. Myles, go ahead whenever you are ready.
Oh shit, hold on, keep talking.
Okay.
Oh fuck.
Anyways, yeah, I've
done this.
I wish we were doing that King Arthur Guy Ritchie version, because goddamn, after I saw that scene where he pulls, young Clive Owen pulls that sword out of the grave or whatever, I'm like, what is this? I mean, if you want to see a really good version of that being done, go watch that handsome motherfucker Charlie Hunnam pull that motherfucker out of the sword with David Beckham. David Beckham is in that movie. Oh.
Hey, hands on the out.
Yeah, 2 hands on the out. Dude, I had to watch that clip like 2 times today. I was like, oh my god, dude, I cannot wait to do a Guy Ritchie. That might have to be, because we can't do it after this, unfortunately. We have to do Jurassic Park after this, but after that, I'm thinking we should just jump right into Guy Ritchie.
I don't know, it's gonna be tough, dude.
I'm juiced
Summer
up.
blockbusters, you know what I'm saying?
I'm juiced up already for some Guy Ritchie.
He's bricked up right now. All right, let's get into this. fucking King Arthur. All right.
I wish I was.
Movie opens up in 452 AD. That's after Dix.
After
we see a young.
the death. Yeah.
We see young Camelot, Lancelot, being taken away from his family to fight for the Roman Empire. Which I don't remember this starting off as a Lancelot origin story. I thought
neither.
It was like Arthur, and then I was like, Lancelot. He's like solely. Yeah, anyways.
I will say I do like the inclusion of the Roman Empire in this. It's like, oh yeah, that sounds that sounds historically accurate. I don't know shit, but that sounds.
This is
accurate.
like towards like the decline too, and
yeah, because they were pulling out. They were like, hey man, we can't fucking defend this shit. We gotta go. We're out of here.
Like, I'm not staying in here. Yeah. No.
You guys could have your meat pies all you want and your fish and chips. We're out of here. We're taking our spaghetti with us.
Chips, lad. You can have your bleak, dreary weather.
Yeah, could they not leave could they not leave a single recipe behind? Because English people have probably the worst food ever. They got a great breakfast, don't get me wrong. Yeah, English people, you guys nailed breakfast, but everything else,
they conquered the world. Yeah. You don't think they maybe conquered a few spices here and there? Like, Jesus Christ.
It's just all deep fried, oily, like
and it's the main staple, Indian food.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I love Indian food, but come on.
But I mean, they nailed breakfast though. Probably the best breakfast ever,
I don't know. I'm not really a fan of beans for breakfast.
No, yeah.
That's about it.
I think I'm
everything else. I'll eat a whole roasted tomato.
Yeah.
I fucking love roasted tomatoes.
Tomato, and I'm thinking of the bangers as well.
Oh, bangers.
Yeah, the bangers. Ooh.
Oh my god, with the fried eggs and geez.
They nail breakfast, yeah.
Yeah, they do. They do. We see a young Lancelot being taken away from his family to fight for the Roman Empire, who are occupying Great Britain. Cut to 15 years later.
And his family too. His dad was like, Lancelot, Roos! I still don't know what that means, but yeah. Like, yeah. I don't know what Roos means. It must be some Latin or something, but they say it
I know.
15 times in this movie, so I don't know what it means still.
Good thing I had the fucking subtitles on, because I would have thought he was like, fucking rules.
I had the subtitles on. I thought there would be like some kind of translation. No, it just says Roos, whatever they're saying. So I have no idea what it means still, but it must be some Latin. I don't know.
It's a lot of Latin in this.
Yeah.
Cut to 15 years later, and we finally get a look at all of our heroes in their hairy glory.
Just all stars, man. It makes this missed opportunity even more painful, seeing how stacked this cast of knights are.
Yeah. All right, let's go through this.
Yeah.
Galahad, played by Hugh Dancy. Dagonet, played by Ray Stevenson. The tall
dude. Ray Stevenson was Punisher at one point in this movie. A lot of Marvel people. Honestly.
Oh yeah, he was Punisher after
Punisher Warzone. After Thomas Jane. Yeah,
after Thomas Jane.
Punisher Warzone, not a bad movie. I think that went straight to DVD, unfortunately. But yeah, he was a cool Punisher. He was also in Dexter. He was one of the villains in.
That's right.
One of the seasons that sucks though. Like it's one of those Lumen seasons. You know what I mean? So.
Oh, God.
You haven't heard that name in a long time, huh?
Oh my god!
It was one of those shitty like Julia Stiles seasons that nobody cares about. But yeah, Ray Winstone, amazing actor. Yeah, also in Thor, he was.
That's right. He was in Thor.
Yeah, he was the big fat guy in Thor. I forgot his name, but yeah, a lot of Marvel people in this. Yeah,
he's a big. Man,
he's a big dude. Yeah, he is the biggest dude in this whole group.
Yeah.
And he looks good with that shaved head, and he's fucking jacked, and he has those bracers on. He looks awesome. And he swings the biggest fucking weapon out of all of them. I'm like, of course he does. Of course he does. Yeah, he does.
This name right here. Come on. This name, Gawain.
Gawain, yeah.
Gawain, played by Joel Edgerton. From that
yeah, the warrior. He's gonna be in Obi-Wan coming up as Uncle Owen.
Fucking prizing.
Why you being a player hater? Oh no, that was Yoda.
Uncle Owen. Yeah. I know I'm on probation.
The Tashi Station.
Haji Station. Bors, played by Ray Winstone.
Probably Ray Winstone was probably the biggest star in this because he had an established career.
He was probably the best actor in this too.
Yeah.
Like that scene when he was when they were getting the papers. And
yes,
he was just,
super emotional.
I was like, "Fuck, dude!"
Getting his fuck on in this movie too. He has like 12 kids.
He said, "Come on, you little bastards."
That part where she slaps him and he's like, "Oh, that passion, that fire."
Yeah.
I was like, "Ooh, okay."
He's like, "You, me." Tristan, played by Mads Mikkelsen.
I mean, Mads Mikkelsen.
Sword.
Also,
Dude,
you know what?
so
Ray Winstone,
sad.
also Marvel. He was. Did you ever watch Black Widow? He was the bad guy in Black Widow. So Ray Winstone even was in Marvel. Yeah,
Fuck, dude, Black Widow. That was a tough movie.
It was okay, right? I mean, it's not one I would watch again. But Mads Mikkelsen, of course, the bad guy in Doctor Strange. Forgot his name, but he's the bad guy in Doctor Strange.
Oh yeah,
he's the guy in the previews where he's like doing this kind of thing, and then the fucking everything's
He's got the eyes that are all coked out.
Yeah. The eye of Agamotto, as they say.
Eye of Agamotto. When he's doing that.
Yes, exactly.
He's saying.
Yeah. If Doctor Strange does that in the wrong neighborhood, he's gonna have some problems. Okay.
What the fuck? Lancelot, played by Ewan.
I still don't. It's been 20 fucking years.
Mr. Fantastic. That's
Mr.
why I
Fantastic.
don't say his fucking name.
That son of a bitch, Myles, with fucking Jessica Alba in the original. In the original fucking Fantastic Four. How dare he? Okay. But he was the original Marvel guy. Before all these guys were involved with Marvel, he was the guy. You know what I mean? So. And he honestly, and his look in this with the curly hair and the really thin goatee, if you put some little like square sunglasses on him, he could be a reggaeton artist. I'm not lying. He looks like he could be a fucking straight up. He could be like a Puerto Rican like reggaeton artist.
God,
yeah.
Puerto Rican. Yeah, he could.
He totally has that same
curls.
like little
Holy
like
shit.
thin little like goatee. I mean with the curls too, dude. He looks really good in this, but
God, I'm just picturing it right now with those sunglasses that come down. You know
exactly. Yeah, the little ones too. Yeah. But Lancelot was my guy when I was growing up. I'm like, that's my guy. I want to be him. Yeah.
I want to say my guy was always Tristan. Mads.
He was close to my guy too.
He was the swordsman. He was the expert swordsman, and he just,
Archer as well.
And Archer, and he did it for fun. And his death hit me the most. Tough
one. That was a toughie.
That was like top 5 fucking deaths when I was a kid. I hated watching that scene. And Arthur, played by none other than Clive Owen. Yeah,
the smoke show of the whole movie here. Yeah,
great. His voice too.
It's amazing.
It's like. You know,
and he keeps
those
like
sounds
that.
that
He
you
keeps
really
like that
love.
that little scruff the whole movie. I'm like, how do you? That's like a 1.5 you're keeping on your face. Like, how are you doing that?
He's in there with little.
How you doing that, bro? Yeah, beautiful.
There's like those sounds that you just love in life. Like mine, like it's like gravel, or like rocks going down the side of like a mountain. You know, like that sound. That's like his voice to me.
Yeah,
wonderful. Anyways, their final mission before getting out of the service is to safely escort a bishop from Rome to their base. As our knights are looking from afar, the bishop's caravan is attacked by woads, who are basically wildlings. They're like little fucking...
Yeah, they did a really shitty job of explaining who these woads are, but like from the way they're dressed, like we could assume woads are the native people of Britain, right? Before Rome started taking over.
Yeah, they're Native Americans, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. We see our knight defend the caravan, and we saw what happened to them. We see our knight defend the caravan, and we get a showcase of all of the knight's special skills. Boris peeks into one of the wagons and sees the bishop has been killed by an arrow, but Arthur knows it's not him.
Well, back to what I was saying about each knight having their own special abilities, like it's almost like an Overwatch team, right? Like we got Lancelot with the dual wielding specialist, my personal favorite, and then we got
he's
Reaper, dude. He's totally Reaper. You're fucking
right,
dude.
Yeah.
We got Arthur being like basically the jack of all trades, right? He's pretty much good at everything. He's
Soldier 76.
Yeah, Soldier. I was about to say that's fucking Soldier, right? We got Tristan being the precision guy, super accurate with the bow. He's basically like Anna, right? And he's probably the Anna of the group there, and his sword skills super surgical. The way he just counters them, and then boom, one strike, boom, boom, super cool. Then we got Gawain being more of like a DPS character who's like a little reckless out there too. At the same time, he's like getting hurt and stuff. And then we got
he's just throwing himself in the middle.
I don't know who Gawain would be though. That might be like might be like a Genji kind of character. I don't know, but
Well, no, because he's not.
He's not as quick.
Who's Hanzo is the fucking the chick.
Yeah, that would be Guinevere, but Dagony, definitely like a fucking like a Reinhardt character. Yeah, straight massive tank DPS character. Literally the first thing he does is dive off his horse into those two guys. I'm like, Jesus Christ. And then Boars being the hand-to-hand combat guy. I don't know who that would be. What's that? Rising Uppercut. Who's that guy?
Doomfist.
Yeah, Doomfist. He's a total Doomfist kind of guy. Just straight hand-to-hand combat, like you said, with those blades that are just like going down his arm, and he's just like. Ah! But yeah, I love that whole character aspect. I wish they would have went more in depth with that, because this was basically the only time we see them showcase their skills like that. We don't really get it anymore after this. Yeah.
Yeah. It just kind of like sticks with you. You think it like carries over all the way through the movie. Like that's what I was thinking when I was younger. I was so
exactly naive. They barely showed it anymore after this. Yeah.
Damn. Bors peeks into one of the wagons and sees the bishop has been killed by an arrow, but Arthur knows that it's not him. Somehow, even though photographs won't exist for another 1,500 years.
How does he fucking know? He's like, he looks in and he's like, that's not him. I'm like, how do you fucking, you don't even know
he probably
this
lifted
guy.
his fucking, that's not his hog. Come on, I've seen his hog before.
That guy's circumcised. Come on. We all know bishops can't get circumcised. Come on.
Oh, God. Then it's revealed that the real bishop is actually disguised as one of the Roman soldiers, which is a terrible disguise.
Little trivia fact here: Ivano Mariscotti didn't speak a lick of English when he was cast as Bishop Germanus.
Oh, we still love him.
And he had to learn the language simultaneously as he rehearsed the role, which I was like, you could have fooled me, because listening to them, I'm like, he speaks pretty good English. He sounds really good, so good for him, man.
Sounds like a very, very
it sounds really good.
Time period accurate Roman Catholic.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
Roman
really
Christian. Sorry, Roman.
Yeah, don't you dare, all right? Don't you be a pagan on me, okay? I don't want to hear that.
I'm not trying to be walled in, sorry. We also learned that these woads, wet-ass dogs, no, woads are led by Merlin, a supposed dog magician.
Which was, cool on paper, but a letdown, because he was barely in this movie.
Yeah, he didn't do shit.
Yeah, I thought he was going to have a way bigger part in this, but he was barely in it, and it sucks. Yeah, because he was the actor is Stannis Baratheon, who's a great actor. He was the one who burnt his daughter alive, if you remember Game of Thrones. But
God, I love
amazing
that part.
Actor. Yeah.
The knights arrive back home at their castle, and Arthur tells Lancelot once he's free, he plans to travel Rome, his ideal paradise.
He wants to go visit Russell Crowe eventually.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does. He just grabs the dirt. He's just like,
it's gonna be like in Shaun of the Dead, where he just lifts up a glass of wine, like,
and let it all blow over.
Him and Gladiator, just like, yep.
I love it. That was the original, like, remember that meme when like 9gag was a thing, and it was it was Barney Stinson, where he was like, oh man,
and Leonardo DiCaprio.
Oh yeah, Leo too with the
what's that? Great Gatsby. Like, where he was like,
Anyways, I need a new drink. The knights now gathered around the round table are told of the Saxon incursion coming from the north. The bishop tells Arthur that him and his knights have one last mission to complete before they are set free, which is to travel to the north, which is Woad territory, and escort the Pope's godchild back to the castle.
I do like how Arthur just doesn't simply be like, all right, yeah, we'll take this mission. He's like, he gives it right back to the bishop. He's like, if you fuck us over, I will take you out into the street and fuck you, okay? Like, don't you fuck me, okay? And then he's like, the bishop's like, don't fuck me anywhere, okay? I don't want, I will fuck you in the ass in the street if you fuck us over.
He said, you promise?
Also, the bishop, by the way, he has that little assistant with him. Remember they were in dude, when they were in Arthur's quarters, I'm like, hold on, both of you guys are staying in the same thing, huh? I mean, is that your assistant or your little, your little
lover boy,
your little bussy, you know what I'm saying? But it's little boy pussy. I don't know what that was, but he seemed a little off to me.
Jesus Christ. Oh my god.
It's a little strange. They're sharing the same quarters with one bed in there, so you tell me. Yeah.
Of course he doesn't. He sleeps on the floor. Come on. Arthur lets his knights know of this final mission, and of course they accept because they know punk ass bitches. But there wasn't it wasn't with a little like push. They wanted the.
Yeah, there's a lot of arguments here. Fucking Boris was like, "I'm a free man." I was like,
ain't no motherfucker gonna tell me what to do.
Because they thought, hey, this is the last mission, especially when the bishop was like, on your final hours as knights, and then what's his name, Lancelot was like, you mean our final day as knights, right? Like this is it. Like don't tell me anymore. I don't need it anymore. But yeah,
choose your words carefully. Cut to the Saxons. Sax on these nuts. All right. Cut to the Saxons, where we finally meet our villain, Serdic, played by Stellan Skarsgård, and
Papa Skarsgård, yeah.
Sinric, played by Till Schweiger, aka Hugo Stieglitz.
Everyone in the German army has heard of Hugo Stieglitz.
Dude, you cannot say that without,
you have to make that face. Yeah. Hugo Stieglitz. God, what a great movie. One of the fucking best movies ever. And
dude, when we do our Tarantino fucking it's gonna be a 2-month long, just like jerk fest.
I mean, I feel like I'm saving that for a special occasion because Quentin's my favorite director of all time. But I
love that. Okay.
Til Schweiger might have the greatest line of all time in movie history, where he says, "Auf Wiedersehen, your Nazi balls," and he just fucking boom, boom, boom. I'm like, is there any cooler line than say "Auf Wiedersehen to your Nazi balls"? It's the greatest.
And I was telling Christian before this, so that was his fucking. He hates Nazis.
Really?
Actually, yeah. Oh, I wasn't telling you. I was telling Nick.
Yeah, you were.
He hates Nazis with a passion. So. Till does. So him wanting to be in that movie was perfect. And that part was perfect. He gets to kill Nazis. Come on, dude. Like, he's one of Germany. He is actually Germany's biggest star and biggest director.
That's amazing. So he's a fucking smoke show of a man.
He is. That fucking chin.
Yeah.
That jawline.
I mean, he has hair.
Eyes, those piercing eyes too. Or he's.
Especially that part when he's like, hold on, I'll kill you myself. I'm like. It got that Carmelo Anthony.
Promise.
Yeah, that Carmelo Anthony. I was like, ooh, okay. But even that part in Inglourious Bastards, where he's like, everyone in the German army has heard of Hugo Stieglitz, and then everybody starts laughing, and then he starts laughing, and then he's just like, and then he does that serious face, and it has that title card for him, Hugo Stieglitz. I'm like, fuck yeah, dude. Sergeant Hugo Stieglitz.
So good, dude.
I can't wait. We'll get to it eventually, but
okay, yeah, let's not blow our load just yet. Too late. We see them burning and pillaging a village. They also he has this like
it's fucked up what
from
he does.
System of a Down, the guy that has the fucking braided
his name?
Beard. I can't remember. No. It's the bass player who has the braided beard.
Okay.
And it's
not Sergey. Sergey is the lead singer.
No, Sergey's the lead singer. Yeah.
Okay.
It's Serge.
Sergey. Yeah.
Come on.
Jesus. Sergey, that's Russian.
Sergey's a Russian.
Oops.
Jesus, how dare you?
Sorry.
How dare you? He's Armenian. We see them burning and pillaging a village. They also have a British trader on their team who tells Serdic and Arthur about Arthur and his knights. Yeah.
Weird thing about this is this whole movie they never mention Surdic or his son's name, like, ever through the whole movie. So I had to look this up because they just never said any of their names the whole time. So strange. I don't know why.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. I never knew his name this whole time until I looked it up on IMDb. So,
yeah, I didn't know how to. That's why I didn't know how to say it. Surdic decides they will be his target since he is looking for a challenge because he's traveled all around this godforsaken island.
I guess so.
And he's got no fucking worthy opponents. You know, I get it. I get it. I don't get it. I go on Animal Crossing, no worthy opponents anywhere on this goddamn island. Cut to the Woads in the woods. A scout returns with a Saxon knife and tells Merlin there are thousands.
He says Saison.
Strike.
I don't know what language they're speaking, but he says Saison. But I do love this whole, like, the enemy of my enemy is my friend kind of thing. Like, especially when it's a feud between Merlin and Arthur, who historically in other media are great friends, and Merlin's basically a mentor to Arthur. So it's a great twist to this story. But I just didn't see enough of it. I didn't see enough of Merlin in this. I wish it was better executed. And for fuck's sake, dude, give this motherfucking Merlin some magic in this movie. Like, even if it's not even real magic, like some kind of like voodoo kind of dark magic kind of
like
shit.
300, make it.
Yeah, exactly. Like fucking like little like use science or something to kind of portray that he is a magician.
Science was magic. Come on.
Yeah. But it would have been cool because he was boring as fuck in this movie and he does nothing. Another huge missed opportunity. I wish they would have done something more with this character.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah.
100%. Our knights set off to the north and are immediately entrapped by Woads who mysteriously let them go without harm.
Strange scene. That scene is just weird.
Yeah. When they're shooting the fucking
they're shooting the arrows. I'm like,
barbed wire.
Then Arthur's like, we'll go that way. I'm like, how many ways do you have out of here?
It's like, whoa. You don't think one of your fucking horses runs into that shit? Cut to the woods where Merlin explains to his boys that even though Arthur is their enemy, the Saxons are a bigger threat to them both. The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Interesting. Yeah, I like that.
Mm-hmm. Keep your friends close, but your enemies closer. The knights finally arrive to their destination, but find it's not what they thought it would be. It ain't all daisies and sunshine. We're introduced to the Pope's godson, Alecto. What a name. And Alecto's father is a piece of shit. Running his little town like a fucking dictator. Yeah, he's a dick, dude. Tater.
Yeah, he's a fucking asshole. I hate this guy.
He even looks like a piece of shit, dude. He looks like... God damn it. Tristan comes back from a scouting mission and tells Arthur the Saxons will be there by nightfall. They only have one way out, which is through the mountains. And it's fucking snowing, of course. Arthur uncovers a tomb where non-Christian believers are being kept to die. They're basically being walled in, which is fucked up. Jesus Christ. Dagenham finds a little boy who's still alive, and Arthur finds a woad named Guinevere, played by Keira Knightley Patam.
Go ahead and get a refill, Myles, because I got something to say about Keira Knightley. Keira Knightley, a little trivia here. Keira Knightley has been in the game. Okay, she's been in the game for so long that she was only 19 years old in this movie, which makes her, she was 18 years old in Pirates of the Caribbean. Like, what the fuck? Are you fucking kidding me? 18 and 19 years old? Clive Owen was at least 35 years old in this movie. So to see them together making sweet sweets, you know what I mean? It's a little strange to hear.
Clive's like, you're a little old for my... No, wait, no. She said you're a little old for my... Sorry. Oh my God.
It's a little strange to see them together now knowing their ages. But again, another twist that I really liked. In the usual story, Guinevere is just a maiden, right? That Arthur marries. And in this, they actually give her character some depth in this and include her in the action, with her, which I really like. But not just using her as a prize for Arthur, right? Not using her as just a hole to stick his fingers in, like a bowling ball. And plus, she is hotter than the sun. Stop texting me. Hotter than the fucking sun. And like I said, one of my first loves as a child, as a young lad, as they say. So Keira Knightley, just grade A in this movie.
I'm sorry, dude.
And I got that line from Kingpin, by the way, where what's his name? Woody Harrelson's talking to the tall guy, and he's like, "You got one purpose in this life, and it's round. It's got 3 holes, and you stick your fingers in it." And then he's like, "Hey, you leave Rebecca out of this, mister." And he's like, "I'm talking about a bowling ball, bro." It's round. It's got 3 holes, and you stick your fingers in them. You leave Rebecca out of this, mister.
Oh my god.
Just genius writing from the Fairley Brothers. Go watch Kingpin if you've never seen it. We gotta do a Fairley Brothers marathon, because one of those movies is gonna be stuck on you, and you know how low key that movie is, but you and I have that fucking connection to it, dude. It's such a low-key forgotten movie.
Stuck on anybody in the world.
Exactly. I feel like that's why. I feel like that's why that movie speaks to us, because that...
We compliment each other so well. I'm the Greg Kinnear, you're the Matt Damon.
The Fairley Brothers would be so fucking good to do. Oh, I can't wait. Well, one day. Yeah, we'll do it.
Oh my god, where the fuck were we? Jesus Christ. I'm just going to start at the top right here. We're introduced to the Pope's godson, Electo, and Electo's father is a piece of...
We're past that. We're after Keira Knightley, Patam.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
It is now nightfall, and we see our knights and the townspeople make camp for the night. Lancelot sees Guinevere getting a sponge bath by another maiden, and Lancelot can't take it anymore. And Jay's his D right there in the forest.
Just look. I mean, he's being a creeper. He's by himself, and he's looking at her like, not even trying to hide. That he's at least hide behind the tree that's behind you. You know what I mean? He's just standing there looking at her.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is.
Hide your wood behind the wood. You know what I'm saying? So,
call me Woody Harrelson. All right.
It's round. It's got 3 holes. You stick your fingers. You leave Rebecca out of this, mister.
I was talking about the volleyball. Oh my god. Oh god, I want to watch that movie so bad. Guinevere seduces Arthur into the forest where he is met by Merlin. Lancelot sees Arthur go into the forest with Guinevere, and yet again, Jay's his D this time, using his own tears as lubrication.
Actually, hold on. Before we get to that, I think they were at the part where they were at that little town, right? And that was honestly one of my favorite scenes, where they see all the woads like kind of stuck in that little hut. Because one of the peasants asks, like, is it true that Marius is the leader? He has that really thick accent. Is it true that Marius is the leader? That's right. And then Arthur is like showing us why he is the HNIC in this moment. He takes control of the situation and tells him, "This dude ain't nothing but a buster." And he gives us that line, and he's like, "You have all been free from your first breath." And I'm like, "Oh, that's a really good line. I like that line a lot." And he starts to release all the prisoners who did nothing wrong. And I love this feeling that they portray of impending doom as well. Like, they establish the enemies right there on their tail, right? When Tristan comes back.
You hear the drums.
Dude, the drums kicking off from a distance. I'm like, that is fucking terrifying.
Like, fucking go.
Yeah. If I'm Lancelot, I'm like, hey, rate of play, Arthur. We gotta fucking go, dude. Are you fucking kidding me? They're right there. But yeah, I really like that scene a lot. It was really cool. Great acting from Clive Owen, where he's like, you gotta open that fucking thing right now. His
speeches are great. His speeches, the way he projects his voice too when he's talking to these people.
Totally.
It just he sounds like a leader.
And that last that last scene too, where after he gets the prisoners out of there, he's like, fucking lock that asshole back up right in there. Yeah. That guy's a fucking piece of shit.
Bro, that guy got toyed so much.
I'm like, damn, dude, that's fucked up.
I am a servant of Jesus Christ.
Fucking Clive Owen with the greatest yelling voice is like, lock them up. I'm like, yeah, fucking get him, Clive. Fucking cutthroat. I love it.
Oh my god! If Clive Owen, if Clive Owen,
that's what Til Schweiger calls him.
Yeah, Clive Owen.
Clive Owen.
If he's not balls deep in like,
I wish Clive Owen was in the. I wish he was in the MCU. I think he would be great in the MCU. He's such a good actor, but I don't know.
He's not in the MCU or the DCU.
He's nowhere. I haven't seen Clive Owen in a long time, which is disappointing. But
either.
yeah, the reason why Antoine Fuqua actually casted him in this movie because he thought Clive Owen would be the next James Bond. Because he was it was either between him or Daniel Craig. He thought Daniel Craig wasn't going to be man enough, so he casted Clive Owen. But joke's on him. Daniel Craig became James Bond.
Yeah, so then Lancelot sees Arthur go into the forest.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
And yet again,
yeah.
G. This time, he uses his own tears as lubrication.
But if he's a real friend, he'd be like,
he stuck his hand in the snow, so it was numb. So he'd get the stranger.
The stranger. Oh Jesus.
The stranger. I learned that from fucking. What was that? Like Victor Martinez.
He's just leaving it in the snow, and then Arthur's like, "What are you doing, bro?" He's like, "Don't worry about it. Just go about your business. This doesn't concern you. Okay?
Concern you. This concerns me and my new girlfriend right here, who's gonna take advantage of me right now." Arthur thinks Guinevere has betrayed him, but Merlin comes in peace and says Rome was his enemy and not Arthur. We learn why Arthur has beef with Merlin, and we see a flashback of Arthur's village being attacked by woads and his mother. When I saw that scene, though, it looked like Roman fucking soldiers. Like,
yeah, I don't know. They never really showed the enemy, but they just showed the village on fire. But besides the action being a huge disappointment in this movie, I'd say Excalibur was a major disappointment in this movie because they didn't even say Excalibur once in this movie, right? But because the story of Excalibur in this movie is so fucking weak. Like, it was just a kid pulling this. Yeah, it was the kid pulling the sword out of a grave, not even using it either after he pulls it out. Like, at least give us some fanfare, some music and lights and shit. At least give us, his father's grave, like with a headstone with the sword in it, so he could pull it out of a stone. Because, like, it's called fucking Sword in the Stone, not Sword in the Dirt, Myles. You know what I'm saying?
Sword in the dead father.
Yeah, he pulls it out of the dirt. I'm like, this isn't even what the fucking tale is about. And arguably, Excalibur is the coolest part of this whole fairy tale, right? Not necessarily Arthur. Like, I don't see Arthur having his own hotel and casino in Las Vegas. You know what I'm saying? It's called Excalibur for a reason. And it was just such a huge letdown and a major missed opportunity. Like, again, if you want to see it done right, go watch Guy Ritchie's King Arthur, because God,
I love that
scene is the fucking shit, man.
Dude,
and
when he throws the sword up and it fucking drops into him as he takes his knee. Sorry.
How about fucking his haircut in that with the slick back, the shapes. Who's fading you up in fucking medieval England? You know what I'm saying?
I know.
Who's got the clippers?
When he grabs the fucking handle and then like the camera work where
he said, "Oi, two hands on the hilt."
On the hilt. I can't stop. I can't keep talking about this.
Just wait for it. Edge yourself, okay? And then just pow all at once.
Oh my god, dude! I'm gonna need to put like some fucking plastic sheeting up right here. All right. We learn why Arthur has beef with Merlin, and we see a flashback of Arthur's village being attacked by woads and his mother dying. We also see how Arthur obtained Excalibur, which is what we were just talking about, from his father's grave.
Not called Excalibur. It was just a fucking random sword.
Yeah,
okay, cool.
Just a sword.
Great.
Just a sword in the dirt. Sword in the dirt. Very underwhelming.
Great.
At sunrise, we see Marius and his crew start smoke with Dagonet, and the little boy say, "I want smoke." Dagonet looks to be outnumbered when an arrow comes flying from off screen, piercing Marius right in the chest. Yeah, that was very
I like that. Yeah, Guinevere getting her own special skill set, just the sniper of the group, which is really cool.
Spoiler alert, the camera pans over and we see it was Guinevere.
There we go.
Who shot the arrow. Oh god. Tristan comes back from another scouting mission.
That's the part with Lancelot where he has the swords on his shoulder. Yep. I'm like, fuck yeah, dude, that is fucking gangster. And he's like, I'm glad your hand is feeling better or whatever. And I'm like,
he's like, damn, because that hand job was whack the other night. Jesus Christ. Your fingers are all over the place.
He couldn't even grip it.
Tristan comes back from another scouting mission and says the Saxons are right on their asses. Jesus, they're right there. Yeah, it was just a little contingent, like small little, led by the...
I like that scene though where Tristan,
like,
where he looks around and he's like, who the fuck are all these people? And Arthur's like, hey, they're coming with us. And he's like, bro, they'll never make it. And then Arthur just kind of looks at him like, all right, no, you go ahead and say that. I got this, all right? Don't worry about that.
I got this.
Yeah.
He said, I'll handle this, all right? Arthur has a conversation with Electus while they're riding. Right? He's in the carriage, and then he's in the horse. Electus basically tells Arthur his vision of what Rome is simply does not exist anymore, crushing Arthur's dreams of ever going to Rome. And one of Arthur's friends from Rome.
It was like his father's successor or whatever.
Yeah.
Is there supposed to be there waiting for them? Yeah.
To exact reason, like, to the people, like, you know, they're people, they're humans, they're not supposed to be, they're, you know, free will, all that shit, not because God doesn't fucking
a lot of religion in this, which I totally forgot about. Yeah,
which is very accurate, you know. If you weren't
historically accurate,
if you weren't, you were out, and by out I mean you were dead or you're tortured. Okay?
I like that part where
until you were.
Yeah, that part where they're like where they find that little hut where everybody's kept prisoner, and then Marius is like, they're all pagans, and then fucking one of the guys is like, hey, we are pagans too. I'm like, yeah, fuck that shit. Fuck those guys.
Yeah, I'm a pagan, bro.
I don't even know what a pagan is, but
I don't either, but I am whatever he says I am, okay? Because I am whatever you say I am. Yeah, I will follow you into the night. Clive, Arthur. Anyways, the knights. Oh, we find out that the bishop was the one who had.
Yeah, remember he threw he threw that thing on the ground. He's like, fuck that guy. Just throws that shit on the ground, shattering it.
Fuck that fool. She. Arthur has a conversation with the knights. Then approach a lake that has been frozen over, but just barely. They try to cross as carefully as they can, but they soon realize the ice will not hold and decide this is where we fight. They decide to stand their ground against the Saxons.
Dude, I like this scene right here, man. Arthur again being the fucking boss. He just turns and just looks at all his knights. They don't even like need to say anything. They're just like,
they're like, about fucking time, dude. I'm tired of running.
Yeah, they say, fuck that shit. They say it's on site with these Saxons. I don't give a fuck. It's on site with these Saxons. I love how all the knights are just so ride or die too with Arthur. They're also like, yep, let's get this shit. Let's get this shit. And then the Saxons are like, top of the morning.
The knights try to use their arrows to keep the Saxons back, but they cannot be. So I like the part where they're like, we're out of range, my lord.
Love that part, dude. And then fucking Mads Mikkelsen whips out like 3 arrows,
dude,
and
it was
knocks
like 5.
that shit.
Are you kidding me? He's just like,
and then just boom, snipes those dudes.
Let me make it better. Get like a cigarette just half lit in the ground. He's just like,
he's so nonchalant about it too. He's just like, yep, I got it. And then, I love that.
It wasn't even like way up there. It was like straight as fuck. Like he was like, bro.
Oh no! First, Keira Knightley's like, oh, we're out of range, and then Clive Owen looks at her like, watch this shit, and then he's like, Tristan, and he just fucking. And then he looks at her after too, like, you see that shit?
Mm-hmm. She's like, oh fuck, I'm wet. The knights try to use their arrows to keep the Saxons back, but they cannot be stopped. They use this little. I like this.
Get the wings of them.
Yeah, to get the wings so they cluster together, and so the ice. So they're more weight. There's more weight in one spot, so the ice starts to crack.
That's when Tush Vigo was like, "Off the ranks, I'll kill you myself."
I'll kill you myself.
Hello.
The ice starts breaking beneath their feet, but it's just not enough. So Dagonet says, "Fuck it." He whips out his massive axe.
Hey,
and runs out to the middle of the ice and starts break. Dude, one of the
awesome, dude. The way he's just like,
this needs to be. Oh my god, this needs to be the one. I can
Dude,
be
he totally
your
does.
hero,
He totally does
baby.
the Reinhardt, the fucking his ult, dude,
Yeah,
on the yeah.
yeah. Where he just does
He
that.
totally does the
runs
Reinhardt
out.
ult too.
He starts breaking the ice to stop the Saxon from even getting shot with multiple arrows in his side. He's still breaking
Gangster,
the ice.
yeah.
I like this part where the camera work where the ice is breaking.
It goes
it's
under.
following it.
Yeah,
It's following it all the way to the guys, and it's flipping, and they're all falling in. And
which
shit.
I'm like, come on, is he the fucking Hulk? Like, how was it traveling all the way down there?
He did the hammer down.
He
You know, it
totally
goes the
did.
direction. He goes the direction that you hammer down. Okay. Arthur,
But no teamwork though. It's like usually when you use your ults in Overwatch, you got to use, everyone's got to attack at the same time. But he said, "I'm going out there," and he just fucking ulted by himself. They're
and he got a bunch of Hanzos in the back.
They're
It's
like,
fucking-
God, yeah, exactly. And the rest of the team is Hanzo's. It's that mystery box where everyone's Hanzo and one Reinhardt in the front, just one Reinhardt using his
one Reinhardt
his
up on a
ult.
perch. Get them all behind you. Oh God. Arthur and Boris go. He said Dagonet gets hit by some arrows, but that doesn't do it justice. That's just that part when he just falls into the
devastating.
Arthur and Boris go out to save him, but it's
And Boar's with the smallest shield ever. It's like
I know.
that small. Like, can you get a fucking bigger shield?
what the fuck?
Dude, credit to Arthur though. That motherfucker was the first one out there to go get him. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh shit, I don't remember this. I like that.
That's my boy.
Yeah, that's that leadership right there.
Arthur and Boris go out to save him, but it's too late and succumbs to his injuries as the Saxons have no choice but to retreat.
And honestly, I thought this scene was kind of trash, to be honest. First of all, the worst battle plan ever from the Saxons. Like, just keep marching forward and hopefully not get sniped in the face by an arrow. And it seemed like, when this battle started, it seemed like it was going to be a massive action scene. But we get zero combat and just arrows, and this was literally the last time all of our heroes were together too. So it's like it's a huge missed opportunity again. Like there should have been more like sword fighting scenes in this.
What was the plan there too? Like what was
think they
hand-to-hand
were-
combat gonna be
yeah.
with, like ice capades? It's gonna look like Disney on Ice out here.
I don't know.
It's just like and just slicing each other.
Missed
like,
opportunity, for sure.
yeah. I want to see fucking Till on his knees, like in Last Samurai getting this thing cut off.
Just get his goatee cut off.
Goatee cut off. Da. Nine. There you go. Oh my god.
Dies, yes. 9.
Oh my god.
Get his goatee cut off.
All right, sorry, that was
I like how he looks in the ice too, and you can see just like a guy floating.
Yeah.
Underneath. He's like, "Sorry, dog. Street shit. There's nothing I can do for you, bro."
Back at the castle now. Back at the castle, the knights receive their discharge papers, and we get a very
Emotional
This is the part,
scene,
the
yeah.
emotional scene. This is the scene I was talking about, where he's just like.
Yeah, he's just staring off in the
free.
distance, and he's like, and then Lancelot
His
gives him the
papers.
papers. He said, "For Dagonet." He's like, "This doesn't make him a free man," or whatever. He's like, "He's
dead."
Yeah, he's dead, and he fucking throws it back at the guy. Yeah, he's dead.
And then that part, because we see like here they're like Mads back at the place. He was looking at the cup like, oh yeah, I'm gonna steal.
No,
it.
that's
And
where
he's
he's looking at the case, and he's like, "I'll
Yeah.
take that."
Yeah, I'll take that. But we also see in the next scene when he's drinking on the on Dagonet's grave, we see that same box on Dagonet's grave.
Oh, okay.
So he was like, yeah,
There was also a scene earlier that we missed when they were like celebrating after their supposed last mission, where they're throwing the knives at the dartboard, and then Tristan throws the knife and it's on the knife, and then Joel Edgerson's like, "Dude, how do you do that?" And he's like, drunk. I aim for the middle. He's like, I just aim for the middle.
I just aim for the middle.
It's just on the
That's
knife.
like-
It's super cool, dude.
It's like what they say. It's like, how are you so good at fucking FPS? I just click on their heads.
Yeah. I
just click on their heads.
Just do it. Yeah.
Let's just move the mouse.
I love how he's drunk and he can still fucking nail it. Just bam.
Damn.
He's like the bullseye of the group. He's so cool, man. Yeah. Or he's Hawkeye. He's Hawkeye of the group. Yeah.
Hawkeye. Yeah, I love it.
And I love his armor too. Like his armor and his sword are totally like not like everybody else's. It's like kind of like Mongolian kind of armor. Like it's like they battled other people and he took their armor and their sword and he made it his own. I'm like, that's fucking sick, dude. Yeah.
Did you ever play Fire Emblem?
I did not know. I know you had that for the 3DS back in the day. Yeah.
Loved that game. It used
or the Switch. Yeah.
This whenever I would play Fire Emblem, this movie reminds me of that because they all had their own skill sets.
Mm-hmm.
It was all hand-to-hand combat type deal, and there was a swordsman like character that reminded me of Tristan, and I always named him Tristan.
Oh, okay.
in Fire Emblem because that was my guy, you know, and dude. I fucking love that game. You gotta play that game. You gotta fucking.
I'm not a fan of those strategy games.
Turn by turn.
Yeah, those turn based. Yeah, I've never really been a fan of those. But,
yeah, okay, I understand it.
I like the lore of Fire Emblem, but I just never really been into those games.
Advance Wars 2 was another one that I loved. But it's turn based, you know. Anyways, as night falls, Arthur sees the Saxons have arrived and have made camp outside its walls, but the Romans have decided to depart along with the knights, leaving Arthur alone.
And Guinevere and Lancelot, they give each other a lot of looks in this movie. A major part of the lore of this King Arthur lore, right? They left out, which was Lancelot and Guinevere's hot and sexual love affair. Which I'm guessing they cut scenes out from this movie because it looks they still give each other the looks a lot, right? They give each other the sexual looks, but we never see anything happen. So it's usually part of the lore where they have an affair together, but they just never included it in this.
Yeah. Later that night, Arthur and Guinevere make sweet love.
A monumental moment for the Sort of Interesting podcast, Myles. Our first sex scene, I believe.
Wait, what?
I'm pretty sure this is our first sex scene we've seen throughout all of our movies that we've reviewed. Like, can you even think of any other sex scenes in this?
God damn, not off the top
right?
of my
This
head.
might be the very first sex scene. And my boy Arthur just beds Milady well, let me tell you. And that's because that's probably 17 years of backed up semen for my boy. So he was probably honestly with a 19-year-old Keira Knightley, he was definitely a 2-pump chump at that moment. Like, he probably didn't even get his pants off by the time he blasted off. So
He beds my lady well.
He bedded my lady well, you know what I mean?
Oh my god.
Because you never see him talking to like any other women around there, so you gotta imagine the man's still a virgin, a 35-year-old virgin. So, I mean, he probably blasted off right as she was taking off his leather pants.
Jimmy Neutron. Oh
gotta blast! Yeah.
Jimmy Neutron out of there. Oh my god. So good. The morning.
That's 17 years of backed up semen, my friend. You know,
can't do this. Oh god. The morning of the final battle.
It was like Kevin Hart trying to get his pants off while he's taking his shit, but it was before he could come. He's like, "Come on, get it off."
He said, "Come on."
He's trying to get his pants off before he could come. Oh Jesus.
Oh. Can I finish? Can I finish?
This is going off the rails. I haven't eaten anything all day. And I'm drinking whiskey.
I've eaten everything all day, and the morning of the final battle, Arthur overlooks his knights and his people fleeing from the castle. And Arthur is suited up.
I love his new armor as well. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. New skin. Who dis? He also see Guinevere in the smallest little top ever.
Dude, it was a band-aid she had over her nips. Yeah. It was nothing.
It was the shit that from the Fifth Element.
Oh yeah, totally.
That Lilu
had.
Yeah. Lilu Multipass, little top ever, barely covering her nips as she gathers the Woads to fight the Saxons with Arthur. Even the Woads were like, "Whoa, damn, where the fuck you been?" He said, "I've been having to jerk it to my brother over here." We see the knights on their way out when their horses start freaking out. They all know that they must go back and fight.
I love all this like non-verbal communication too between all these knights. They all just like stare at each other and they're like, "This is some street shit. We're all ride or die homies right now. We got to do this together." I like that a lot.
You wanna ride or die?
Yeah. La da da da. I ain't a killer, but don't push me. You know what I mean?
Revenge is like the sweetest thing
Next
to
to
pussy.
Yeah, there you go.
Arthur sits alone atop of a hill when all of his homies arrive in their new armor.
And probably the only cool part about this fight, honestly,
Spent the last of my shillings.
was the armor change. I always love when the heroes upgrade their costumes and the armor for the big fight at the end. I always love that. Yeah,
Like how Galahad had his like.
Yeah, with the chain thing that comes down. Yeah.
Arthur sits alone on top of a hill when all of his homies arrive in new armor. Arthur gives a big battle speech, and the war just pops off, baby. We're in it, the thick of it.
Oh, and Tristan also snipes that guy out of the tree where he's like,
oh yeah,
remember he like aims like up like towards them, and then he looks towards the tree and then bam, and it snipes that guy out of there.
It's so bad, dude. Could you kill fucking what's his face like that? Just come on, it would have ended things a lot quicker.
I know, right? Yeah.
But you know what? And I'm so pissed. You could have killed everybody else. Just leave Tristan.
Should have killed the other guy. I guess Galahad, because that guy really did nothing this whole movie. So yeah, Tristan was not a good choice to kill off. I agree.
Tristan was a crowd favorite. That's why this.
That's why his career just fucking after this. Yeah, that's why he was James Lachif in James Bond.
Yeah.
That was 2007. Yeah.
And he starts bleeding from the end.
Oh.
But you are so wrong.
Don't get me fucking started. Oh.
So yes. People are gonna know you died scratching my balls.
My balls.
Merlin and the Woads join Arthur and the knights. Tristan ends up getting his throat slit in front of Arthur.
Sad moment. Yeah. But he made sure Arthur was watching too, though. He's like, "Hey, check this out."
He was. He said, "Why are you going in slow motion, bro? I'm doing this."
Yeah.
Lancelot, there's a lot of slow motion in this. Lancelot saves Genevieve from Hugo Stieglitz, but he also goes down from an arrow to the chest. Damn,
kind of a anticlimactic way to go out too.
Yeah,
because he just took it and then he like just died. Like it was not that great. But it was that slow motion like Boromir in Lord of the Rings where he took the arrow and he's like, yeah,
that last breath.
Yeah.
But this comes full circle to the beginning where it's like this was never a Lancelot origin story. Why start it like that?
It is weird, yeah.
In such an anticlimactic way.
I do like the way he kills Til Schweiger though, where he just fucking throws his sword at him. Awesome. Yeah. I forgot about that.
Mm-hmm. Arthur faces off with the main baddie. He ends up getting the best of him. To which, like, if him and Tristan went at it, I'm pretty sure Tristan would have won.
Very anticlimactic fight as well. Yeah. It was very quick. It's just not that great.
Yeah. Slits his throat in the battle has been won. I feel like it would have been better if Arthur bested him in a way of like battle strategy. He like
not just one-on-one fight.
Lured him over. Started burning him, threw something at him. I don't know, like because that was his wit. Arthur had his wit and his he was good with the sword, but he wasn't better than Tristan, and Tristan got bested by the sword. Right. So it makes, I don't know.
Or maybe have him like on the brink of death, Arthur,
and then the other knights come in.
Yeah, or like Guinevere like comes in and like kills him or something. Like I don't know. It was just very anticlimactic. Yeah, it's not a good fight.
It was not. And a lot of cuts, a lot of like bad choreography.
Arthur does do that like thing where he like gets him like from behind though. It's like, that's kind of cool, I guess, but that was it. That was the only cool thing.
So he slits his throat. Battle has been won. The movie ends with Arthur and Guinevere getting married as they spread Lancelot's ashes in the wind.
I feel like the ending was pretty rushed as well. It wasn't as great, but this was not the original ending. Like, this was an added ending because apparently the test screenings didn't like. It was supposed to be just the little funeral scene, and then it was supposed to end, but the test screening didn't go over well, so they included a happier ending, which I was like, okay, because I feel like Guinevere and Arthur, Clive Owen, and Keira Knightley didn't really have great on-screen chemistry, so I was like, I didn't really feel anything at that last wedding scene, but I like how Merlin was like kind of like the officiating the wedding, and it was the joint forces of the Woads and the Brits and stuff like that. But it is what it is. They ended it. That's all we could ask for. But
yeah.
Myles, final thoughts of the King Arthur movie. Obviously, this is going to be number one for now, but I don't see this at all staying at number one for very long.
I envy my younger self. The more naive, just like in it for I don't know.
This was if we're looking back at it, this was all we had, right, for King Arthur. We had Sword in the Stone, the animated movie. We had the old 70s Excalibur movie, and then we had this. Like, this was it. Like, we had nothing else King Arthur related. So this was the best we had until Guy Ritchie fucking put his ass on the line out there with
his dick on our body fighters.
Until he just blasted his load all over the screen and had Charlie Hunnam out there. But overall, it was not a great movie. But at that time, for a long time, this was honestly the best King Arthur story we had. Until Charlie Hunnam's cute ass came around. So eventually, we'll get to that. But currently, as it stands, this will be the number one ranking in our Deadliest Warrior series. But next week, hopefully, we will do 300, which I'm very excited about, because 300, there's going to be a lot of action, a lot of stuff to talk about, and
a lot of great speeches, a lot of just.
It's going to be a lot of quotes, for sure.
A lot of quotes that are still used like today,
And it's going to be our 100th episode, milestone episode. So
milestone. We're going to wear party hats. We're going to be naked.
But the party hat's going to be down there, not on my head, but on the other head. But Myles, that will be it for today. Give them the plugs where they can find our podcast, and we are out.
SortaInteresting.com. That's where you can find this podcast and all of our podcasts from the past, including, but not limited to, this series. Review
Batman. We just did Batman. Yeah,
we just did. Fast and Furious series, fucking Mummy series, everything.
Spider-Man.
We got a lot of stuff.
Rocky.
Yeah. For those you boxes out there. YouTube.com/sortainteresting. Go there, subscribe. If you're already subscribed, thanks. If you're not, fuck you, but thanks. If you're gonna subscribe anyways, please do. We're on every available podcast app. That's Spotify. That's the Apple Podcast app. We're on SoundCloud. Drop us a mixtape. Shout out Taryn Huskis for
of course. And go ahead and rate our podcast 5 stars on that. Was it Apple Podcast? I should know this. I have an iPhone now, but go ahead and rate us 5 stars. You want to drop a comment in our YouTube video, leave a review on the Apple Podcasts, and hopefully we can read them out. That would be cool to see if we see some reviews or some comments on there. But that will be it for today. We will see you next week for our 100th episode and our 300 podcast. So have an interesting day, everyone.